Okay, let's see. My low, my high, my act of kindness today. Since this is the last one. Hmm. Well, I guess my low was I was lazy last night and I didn't clean up my kitchen like I probably should have. But that's okay because I did clean. But I did that before coming here. But I mean sometimes I guess technically it doesn't really bother me whether or not I clean it because I do eventually clean it anyway. Sometimes it's literally the first thing I do the next morning. But sometimes I'm just feeling like, no, so lazy. I don't want to do it. I mean, I guess in the end I really got to try and work on that. Okay, so my high yesterday was obviously watching yesterday's episode of Hot Ones. That was really fun. Oh, by the way, don't mind the bruise. I really have no idea where I got that. Seriously, does anyone get bruises that you have no idea where they came from? They just appear there. They don't even hurt. It's just yeah, it doesn't even hurt. I really don't. I don't even know why it's there. Is it a freckle? Shouldn't be a freckle. Okay, I guess I can. It sort of does feel a little bit like a bruise, but not really. It doesn't really hurt that bad. But yeah, it's always so weird. I get I know I'm not the only because this happens to everybody, but sometimes people get bruises and you have no idea where they came from. Seriously, there have been times of just minding about my own day, just not a care in the world, and then someone out of the blue notices, "Hey Nick, you got a bruise." I'm like, "Really? Where?" In my case, usually it's my mom, but then again, my mom's a nurse, so she's practically seen it all. Especially since specifically she works around the emergency room. Right. So yes, my high was watching yesterday's episode of Hot Ones, and my act of kindness was running an errand for a friend yesterday, which I didn't really mind doing. I mean, it was actually right on my way home, so I had no problem doing it at all. And plus, it actually helped me get home a little bit earlier than normal, so I'm actually not all the worse for wear about that. So, that said, good morning and happy Friday, everybody. So, as for Friday, first things first, I do get Rita's today. Yes. Rita's. Seriously, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Rita's is one of those things where, you could be having, the worst day or worst week ever, and then you just have Rita's, and then everything makes sense now. Right. So that was, so that's nice. So, yesterday's episode of Hot Ones, it featured, Action Bronson, who, I said yesterday actually did work as a chef, but also has a career in, music and rap, and he's a pretty busy guy. He's painting, he's making music, he's obviously cooking, cooking really good food. In fact, he hosts a show that, I can't really say the title of the show, but it's really good. And, actually, I noticed Sean Evans, the host of Hot Ones. If it's been the guest second appearance on Hot Ones, Action Bronson, Adam Richmond, Bert Kreischer, those guys, they're basically the episode's sequel, I guess. And in this sequel, obviously, there's lots of, there's going to be a lot of differences. But one of the big ones is throughout the time of quarantine and social distancing and everything, actually Bronson's lost 100 pounds. Yeah. He actually looks really good because, I mean, it's been a while since I've actually seen what he looks like, in the here and now. And for the most part, Hot Ones episodes are pre-recorded, so I really don't know how long ago that particular episode was filmed. But it was really interesting seeing, what he's done to, get in shape. Here's the thing. I think this is probably the first episode of Hot Ones I've seen where the guest actually used grilled chicken rather than, chicken wings for, what they were eating, which I do not think that's happened before. It was actually quite interesting. I mean, again, you try to eat healthy, grilled chicken is usually the way to go. I mean, personally, I would like to start grilling myself, but it's never a good idea to grill indoors, even if you have, the equipment for it. For me personally, it's, grilling and deep frying are, two things that obviously I would do if I had, the kitchen space and the technology. But even still, I would rather do it outside. You want to do it outside, especially deep frying. Holy cow. I'll put it this way. If you're a neat freak in the kitchen, you're going to want to deep fry outside. There will be oil splatters everywhere. Even when you try to make it not as bad, it's still going to be really, really bad. I can just imagine how bad my mom is really, really, really into making sure her kitchen's nice and neat. So if there's a mess, man, someone's going to pay. Seriously, she's personally, well, I don't want to get too much into it, but it's still pretty important, so, always important to keep a clean kitchen, which, again, I just mentioned earlier. I cleaned my kitchen prior to starting this video, so there you go. Other notable things that actor Bronson talked about. Well, he did talk about what he's been doing, lifting up tires, sort of doing isometric stuff like that, which, he looks great. I mean, he said himself, even though he's lost 100 pounds, he's still not where he wants to be, but he knew that he did that to himself. And so, yeah, again, I mentioned back on day 888 that, I had a weight loss journey of my own. And, you can't really have a weight loss journey beginning without knowing how you got there in the first place. And, I was active, but I could have made much better decisions than I did. And, when I started working out more and more and, sort of, paying attention to what was going on, things just really seemed to, open up. Although, one thing I never really did mention is that for several members of my family, obesity is a problem. And, I'm young now. Again, I'm only 30. And I was 24 when, my weight loss journey originally began. So I'm thinking, and even then I'm thinking, okay, you have because sometimes you get the professional football players who, they're pretty big in their prime, but after they retire, they don't really do much in the realm of, because, you don't really need to be that big anymore. So as they get older, their body really starts wearing out on them. It's they're in wheelchairs, and walkers. I'm thinking to myself, that could potentially happen to me. And I didn't want that. So, yeah, that's ultimately why, I sort of lost weight myself. And, I've been hovering at that area of losing between 95 and 100 pounds myself. So, yeah, I'm good. On day 888, that was like 95 flat exactly. But for the most part, I've been hovering in the, 95, 100 pounds range, give or take. But, I do feel, I do sometimes worry about going too far the other way. Because, again, I did do that before. And, I need to get a little bit of help on that. Which I honestly did in a begrudging manner. But, through it all, I still met, it doesn't change the fact that I met some wonderful people. And, I still look, I'm pretty good with, you've seen what I look like up at Cuca Lake. You know what I look like. So, I'd rather not do anything to change that. But, time's going to catch up with me eventually. And, I wouldn't mind settling down a little bit, if... Again, a part of me sort of feels like if I had a woman in my life, or I was with someone, they'd accept me for, no matter what size I was. It's not like, I look like this one point, find the right woman, and then immediately look different. No, that wouldn't happen at all. It would take, stuff like that takes time. Let's be real here. But, it is what it is. Again, good things come to those who wait. So, right. That got a little bit personal. But, yeah. Action Bronson talked about his weight loss journey. He also talked about some of his best food memories. Being in, Paris. He talked about being in Paris. He talked a little bit about his career. He actually talked about a quarantine sandwich that he came up with for being in quarantine. So that was really neat. All in all, this was actually a pretty fun episode of Hot Ones. I'm really glad that I got to watch it. So, yeah. I don't really know what my plan is yet. 99.9% sure at some point I'm going to be at Cuca Lake. It's just a matter of, do I really want to go very late tonight or, early tomorrow? Probably after tomorrow morning's video, which is what I've been doing as of late. So, there's that. Again, I have Rita's. I'm doing Rita's today, so I'll be seeing there. Although, it's one thing I should mention though before I go. Last night on Facebook, B Sweets, who I mentioned the other day, I won that cake from. They actually posted something on Facebook which asked, what sort of flavors do you want to see? Because B Sweets, they make designer cakes, but they also make cupcakes. And this is actually something I suggested the Peas macarons make once before as a macaron flavor. But there's an ice cream flavor, believe it or not, called Spumoni. And it was really interesting. It's a combination of 3 flavors. It's pistachio, cherry, and chocolate. Now, if that actually sounds familiar to you, it should. Because, believe it or not, when it was brought over to here in America, they actually changed it into the ever popular and very well known Neapolitan. Think about it. They replaced pistachio with vanilla, and they replaced cherry with strawberry. So, boom, you have Spumoni and Neapolitan. So technically, I gave B Sweets 2 flavors for the price of 1 post. And then B Sweets posted back to me, and then they said, so a pistachio cupcake with a cherry filling and chocolate frosting. Boom. Cool. So, yeah, so they might actually try that. I wouldn't mind seeing some pictures if they do that. That'd be really cool. I'd be like, yeah, I actually did something really cool for once. So, Not for once. I mean, I say like that's the only legitimate cool thing I've ever done. Which, I mean, I'm proud to have done. Oh, sorry, my computer screen went off. I mean, I'm proud to have done some pretty cool things in life. For the most part, I'm proud that I make videos every day. Even, there have been times where, like, I started off the day great after making the video, and then the rest of the day turned out to be, completely horrible. But, if nothing else, it sort of allows me some time to, talk, say some words, share my feelings. I'm a full-grown man. I'm a human being. I have feelings. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise, okay? Watch the movie Inside Out if you think I'm crazy. So, right. I think I'm going to end this off here. Like the video, hit the subscribe button, follow me in the social media platforms, share on YouTube. I'm very humbled to make this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy for today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, if you guys want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear and always have your back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.